Mighty Congress for Democratic Change, member of this country. As a matter of fact, the CDC, which is Liberia's most vibrant, independent, mass-based national liberation movement in our country, remains an integral and strategic component in advancing the democratic vision and aspiration of this country. And she has never fallen short, particularly when the democracy of the country comes on attack, particularly when the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia is being mutilated and being bastardized. So the CDC is very much mobilized, is alive, is organizing, is having strategic covert and overt meetings with its partisans and sympathizers and well-wishers so that we give Liberia a political facelift, so that we regain the confidence and the trust of our struggling and dying democracy. So I can say this for free, that the Congress for Democratic Change, which is Liberia's foremost biggest opposition movement in the country, that's poised to come to power 2029, is very much recognized. Not just I in the presidency will be taken. What has been stolen will be taken back by the CDC. Well, there's nothing about missing leadership, Comrade Oni. The broader context why people go to national leadership is not for selfish political aggrandizement. It's not for economic parochial interests. Why people go to government? If you read the theory of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, one of the French philosophers, he clearly stipulated in one of his postulates about the social contract theory that is, everybody cannot serve in government, but those who are elected to serve must in return provide service deliverables and provide services to the rest of the society, the rest of the people. So we don't go to elections for mere election reasons. We go to elections to provide service to the masses of our people, to contribute towards the social economic change, transformation of the suffering masses of our people. So if you ask whether we mix the government, we mix the services we provide. Take for example, at this time, the Congress for Democratic Change under the astute and dynamic leadership of His Excellency President George Weah, President Emeritus of the Republic of Liberia. At this time, he was paving more roads in the country. He was contemplating building market structures. He was proclaiming the most publicized, celebrated free tuition and watch policies in the country. He was trying to ameliorate the economic burdens on the marketeers, on the motorcyclists, on the taxi drivers, on the impoverished, downtrodden, suffering masses of our people. He was talking about dealing with the structural economic challenges, both on the fiscal and the monetary arm of our country, of government, of the governance system. He was talking about how we can make intervention in areas that are productive. For example, in the productive sector, that the agricultural sector, he was making policy for farmers to have access to microfinance, at the same time be able to live from subsistence farming to mechanized farming. So he was affecting different sectors in government, and he was making strategic interventions by these services he was providing. So we do not miss government. We only miss the services. We miss the services. We make the services. And nothing went wrong here. Nothing went wrong here. It's just that the Liberian people were duped by the false sense of political propaganda that was verbiage and spewed out by few macro-nationalists who are now at the helm of our national leadership. You can remember when we took over in just 6 years under His Excellency President George Weah, we were very authentic. Men who have grown from the trenches of Clarendon and Dole community with vision to aspire for social economic transformation was very clear that he was now be identified and remembered or recognized on the basis of the fabulous speeches he made to the Liberian people, but rather on the decision that he will make in terms of impacting the direct victims of the socio-economic injustices that have been perpetrated against the broader masses of our people. So we hold that very, very much to high esteem, and we deliver on the principles, we deliver on the deliverables. So there's nothing here that one can tell you that we did not do. Like we said from my intro, is that those who came with propaganda yesterday, yes, with all of the achievements and different initiatives, what do you want to talk about? The projects, the 14 medical hospital that was ongoing. You want to talk about the strategic intervention in Gbapuru, the state-of-the-art medical hospital in Gbapuru. You want to talk about the refurbished Redemption Hospital, the intervention in JFK, the dealing with different matters concerning teachers, health workers in this country. I mean, there was nothing wrong to say, let us, I mean, build a overall market, for example, to the market women who go to the market in the rainy season, who have opportunity to to sell on different tables and participate in the economic corridors of the country. There's nothing wrong about building roads. And talking about different feeder roads in central Morovia is environs. So if it was wrong, then this government has to prove us right this time around, since they have the opportunity. Like we said, those who come to governance from propaganda cannot govern with propaganda. We govern by real-time economic tangibles and deliverables. So, I mean, we can say this to you, that history has venerated us and His Excellency President George Manabuya, because you can look at the spectacles. Let's do the juxtapositions. 10 months on Mr. Boakai and 10 months on His Excellency President George Manabuya. Let's do President Mr. Boakai, right? Okay, President Boakai, no problem. Okay, it's an accident of nomenclature. No problem. We can work. Let's work towards that. Let's work towards that. Yeah. So 10 months. Yeah. And so, if you look at the broader achievements in terms of strategic policy intervention and some of the projects, you can realize that there was an account propaganda that was verbiage and spewed out by certain dangerous and reactionary opposition forces at the time, who tried to stigmatize and bamboozle the gullible masses of our people into believing that the CDC government was corrupt. But that has been proven through the cruel report. There was a comprehensive report that was documented and published with the help of international partners and some different civil society movements in the country, that no system bill got missing. No system bill. It was a propaganda. Like I said to you, the Unity Party used propaganda during the opposition days. And that's what to do. They cannot use propaganda on the data issues in the country, when particularly the masses of the people have been robbed, when the masses of the people have been exploited. They cannot use propaganda on the economy, the suffering of the people into Red Light, into Dupa Road, into Douala, into Freeport, all over across the 15 sub-political divisions of our country. Today, there's geopolitical economic tension in the country. The nation is destabilizing economically. They cannot use propaganda. When parents do not have school fees to pay for their children, they can no longer use propaganda. So we say this to you, that we remain clear that we've been venerated before history. We've been venerated before history. The difference is that when we took over from the bedrocks and the bailiwick of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. At the time, there was a respect of the rule of law. You can remember clearly, President Wias has been one of the most tolerant presidents since the foundation and the historical typology of the Republic of Liberia. You know, on you, there. I don't want to use 1847. I want to be very careful here. I said the historical foundation and typology. You can go there with 1847. Maka knows that very well. No president in the history of this country, yeah, But I mean, the foundation of Liberia, if you go back deep down historically, you realize Liberia political foundation was laid as far as 1821. Yeah. So if I say independence, then you can say 1847. When I say 1821, it was when the political foundation of Liberia was laid. I'm a student of history as well. Yeah. So I want to be clear here. During this time of President Weah's leadership, motorcyclists were not brutalized and were chased out of the streets, the principal streets of most of our country is environs. During the time of President Weah's administration, Yana boys, in these festive seasons, goods were not confiscated by the apartheid police under the instruction of Mr. Gabriel Kuma. During these times of President Weah's leadership, taxi drivers were not coerced and compelled to pay $50 in the struggling and selfish economy for fire extinguishers. So if you look at the juxtaposition here, if you analyze and go back to the rule of law, like I said to you in my introduction, what happened now in the country? What happened in the country is contrary to the democratic tenets. Yeah, we were not imposing. We are not imposing. We are not imposing. No, but I mean the astronomical fare on fire extinguishing is it was lesser than what is being imposed on the masses of the people. And so yeah, I'll try to learn. Let me just learn my thought quickly, then you come back. I know you guys you're contemplating how to deal with me, but I'll show you as well. Yeah. You guys will be Katuso here. So let's have a conversation here. So basically, if you look at the rule of law that we said, no political person, there was a complete respect for the three branches of government because it is enshrined under the Magna Carta of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Article 3, that Liberia has coordinating and separate distinct branches of government. At the time, the legislature and there was independence in there was no constitutional brouhaha or constitutional crisis in the country that lead Liberia further democracy to a brink of political collapse. So you can see that the country was stabilized politically and economically. There was macroeconomic development in the state, in the society. We can see how the kind of intervention, the policy direction that President Weah was leading this country. Today in our country, Margaret and Oni, I mean, if you take away your journalistic garments, you know very well that things are not stable in the country. The society is on the brink of democratic collapse because there is a breakdown in the rule of law. Now we challenge. We recognize the fact that there were debts, and there will all be debts. But the circumstances that led to so many debts, we think that the government of the day, the current government, can open the files in as much as we pay homage to some of these decent brothers and sisters who, under these dangerous and mysterious circumstances, lost their lives. We want to pay homage to their families as well. But I think if the government believe, because that was the false narratives that are being implemented by these unscrupulous propagandists. False. I mean, yeah, because the only is upon this government now to open the file and provide the evidence. We are running an adversary system of justice in our country, where the due process is a cardinal pillar to the rule of law, to the national jurisprudence of our country. If you argue that the CDC killed all of the auditors, the law says that the accuser must be able to provide evidence, preponderance of evidence, circumstantial and evidential evidence, beyond all reasonable doubts. What's stopping the government now to prosecute those who allegedly? I am telling you. So there was. So government is continuity. The CDC is no longer in a domain of our national leadership. If the government is serious, we told you that propaganda. Yeah, so I mean, like we said to you, that the Magnitsky sanction was not imposed by the Liberian government or any given institution that named those that were involved with the Magnitsky sanction as corrupt. No court in our country, no court, absolutely no court, except you want to prove me wrong. Oni, you are a very serious and investigative journalist, and Liberians are listening to you here. No co-indicted, no co-provided evidence. Well, our strategic partners have their way of dealing with issues, and that's why we said if they feel now that those who were so-called placed on sanctions are not in the country, like the less of Senator Mangiu, Mr. Samuel Tuwe, the venerated leader and teacher, Jefferson Tamakoji, Serena Sifos, the less of these most senior veterans. Well, I think the CDC is bigger than sanction. The CDC is an embodiment of a grassroots aspiration in a country, and that's the reason why the attempts of all of the attempts, whether sanction or sporadic shooting and firing at the headquarters of the Congress for Democratic Change in 2011, and the replay of that on August 4 of this year, 2004, 2024, the CDC has never been shaken. So no sanction, whether economic, political, and international sanction can restrain the historical itinerary, the revolutionary advancement of the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change. That's why today the CDC has rejuvenated the hope and aspirations of the masses of the people. So it tells you that the party cannot be limited to these directionary tactics. Who call out directionary tactics? Nelson Mandela was placed on sanction before. You can remember when he challenged the apartheid in South Africa. Chris Hani was placed on sanction. There were new progressive forces who were also placed on sanction. So sanction is a political tool. It's a political tool. It's not an indictment that is being a verdict from a court by a competent jurisdiction with all of the evidence or pieces of evidence provided under our law and the jurisprudence of the country. I don't respond to gossips. I don't respond to yeah. So let me say this to you clearly. I think you are not coming to the crust, or who call the let's cross the bridge. Don't waste our time on the road. Let's cross the bridge. The pedestrians. No, that the first thing here is that we want to be very clear that we have over the period of times unmasked the diabolical maneuvering of the Unity Party. Market and Oni. You've been in the country. Very, very smart, brilliant, investigative, independent journalists. You are here. It is in the DNA. It is in the devilish and diabolical political culture of the Unity Party to always go after speakers that are not in their strategic national interests, whether selfish or parochial interests. This has been the precedent of the Unity Party. We can look at antecedent speakers before the speakership of Buffer Chimba and Mr. Kofa. We can go back to antecedent speakers. So this is a precedent that the Unity Party goes after speakers that do not dance at the wings and caprices of their diabolical, parochial, selfish, economic, political aggrandizement. It happened in the cases of Mr. Talon, right? But when Talon parted ways with the Unity Party went after him because they no longer had at the time. The same with Mr. Edwin Slew. So there's certainty in law that is called stare decisis, which means precedence. What happened yesterday under the Unity Party government, we have a way of manifesting itself to what's happening. Now, few months back, a lawmaker from Maswara County, precisely electoral district number 10, Yeka Kolba, raised a line that were certain lawmakers, rescue lawmakers from the Unity Party, who were seen taking 5,000 each by the time to go after the second speaker, Comrade Fanatic Kofa. And that was condemned categorically by the Indomitable Mighty Congress for Democracy. First of all, Oni and that of Maka, it makes no sense. Fanatic Kofa is a protege of the CDC. He's a product of the CDC. The speakership of Fanatic Kofa is a function of the sound, internalized democratic decision that the CDC and its National Executive Committee has made. The first thing we should get clear across the country, and our partisans and all our naysayers should understand, that it was CDC who made Fanatic Deputy Speaker. Why is they not preventing if you wanted him to now even be around the speakership? The same CDC made him speaker, rather around progressive or speakers, or legislators, to make him speaker. Just 9 months ago, how can the CDC come right by and say we don't want Fanatic? It makes no sense. Joseph human worker, look at the trend. See the display. How these self-star macro-nationalists and purported lawmakers parading the Capitol building with the power and authority of the executive, the presence of different government appointees. I'm telling you, the power of the presence of the executive. You saw the speaker announce that the executive is planning to take away all of his security belonging whatsoever. You saw the huge presence of the Liberia National Police under protecting the purported kangaroo, quasi illegitimate self-star speaker called Mr. Kun, right? And you see what happening. So the interference of the executive has venerated, this. Yeah. That's not true, Only. The party wrote 2 different releases. The Secretary General of our party spoke very eloquently. The chairman of our party communicated very eloquently and robustly on the matter that the actions being exhibited by certain unscrupulous and nefarious so-called self-style purported Unity Party rescue missionary lawmakers was, I am telling you, no. The party is not a kangaroo. The party is now a military junta that is going to disrupt the peace and security of the country. And that's why the party use the democratic process. It is in the wisdom of the executive to manipulate. Don't forget, the executive has extra authority financially to arm twist, to manipulate, and to lead a conspiracy against a constitutionally elected Speaker of the 55th National Legislature. So, we just said to you, there were precedent cases in antecedent history with Speaker Tyler and with Speaker Eddie Snow. What happening today in Liberia, the executive is aware, and that's why the CDC, in the coming days, will arrest the monster in the executive and will deal with it decisively. I'm listening. I'm saying this to you. No. You can't dictate to the CDC. The CDC doesn't work for you on you. The CDC doesn't work for you. I'm telling you, there will be element of surprise. I'm telling you, there will be element of surprise. The CDC will arrest the monster. The CDC will arrest the verdict of the imperial presidency that Mr. Waka is claiming. Let him go back to history and read Samuel Kanyado the last time, April 12, 1980, when Doe went after the Constitution and brutalized the ruling of the Supreme Court. When Doe went after a political institution opponents. What happened? There was a time in this country the people came out. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, we don't predict the CDC. I don't want to estimate the capacity of the CDC. Only and that of Derry. The CDC of yesterday is not the CDC of today. The progressive forces in the CDC are rallying very soon. I'm saying that clearly, unequivocally, and categorically, that the progressive forces in the CDC are rallying very soon to stop the monstrosity and the arrogance of Mr. Waka. Yeah. Well, we have dealt with Mr. Fowler a long time. We were clear that those who go against the legislative interests of the CDC are considered reactionary. And that's why we said the first thing we did was to suspend not only Fowler, but we suspended even some of the lawmakers who were seen supporting the majority bloc. And we reaffirmed and confirmed our position on Mr. Fowler that after the due process, a internal grievance mechanism was conducted, and we saw that he was going contraposity to the CDC's manifesto and governing principle. It was enough to take a safari on Mr. Fowler and tell him to vacate the political premises of the Congress for Democratic. Now that Fowler is a history, we are not dealing with the creatures. We are not dealing with the agents. We are dealing with the perpetrators. We are dealing with the masterminds and the architect. I'm telling you, we don't. I'm telling you, do not know the CDC is not about individualism. If it was so, then we'll miss Winston Thurman, we'll miss George Solo, and the peace be unto artists, the late Terrendo Sharif. We'll miss. I'm telling you that. Well, it's contrary to the collective belief system of the CDC that has to do with the principles of the party. And this is fundamentally on the issues about institutionalism and party discipline. And that's why God, the manifesto of the party, the governing principles of the party, that no one individual is bigger. That's not the first time. There were individuals who were expelled from the CDC before. The CDC has never fallen short. With what you got financial up. Let me say this. The CDC has never fallen short of cadres, and the CDC has not fallen short of the CDC has not. Our position here clearly. Let me say this to you here. We have since transcended. Let me reiterate. We have since transcended the issue of Fowler. We said to you that this Fowler is not the target of the CDC, and all of these small maybe rescues. Maybe legislators, they are not the target. The target of the CDC is the man who is creating constitutional war, who have declared war on the peace and security of this country. And that's what we declare. And I want to owe nobody an apology. I don't retract this, that Mr. Waka and the Unity Party is President Waka. President Waka is a threat. It's a threat to the peace and security of the state. Baka is a threat to the peace and security of the state. And patriots across that are listening must now see this moment as a rallying call to prevent the threat that will jeopardize the peace and security of our country back to the 40 years of devastating and brutal civil crisis. And that's why, like I said to you, the CDC has overt and covert operations. The CDC has this way of maneuvering politically to create the stage. No. I will say we declare Mr. Baka as threat to the security of the country. When Mr. Baka goes after the first branch of government and takes men with tear gas, with pepper spray, with guns, like he did to the headquarters of the Congo for Democratic Change, you did not condemn that here. Oni, you never condemn that here, market. I challenge you. Put yourselves on record. Let me put you on record. I challenge you. You never condemn that. You never condemn that. Did you condemn that? So the country doesn't operate in isolation. It operates with citizens. So if citizens feel attacked using unorthodox means, so there are no Liberians in CDC. Is that what I say here? There are going to be two. If there are two speakers, there will be two presidents in the country. And what Baka looking for here? I want to repeat. I'm telling you, the president of the people, the president of the people, the president of the people. Very soon, I'm not going to tell. I'm telling you, if Baka support two speakers, we'll support two presidents. I want to be on record clearly. If Baka supports two speakers here, as he's doing, we'll support two presidents. I'm telling you. Why? Because the lawmakers that campaign and elected him never told armed men and women at the Capitol building. Never brutalized their fellow colleagues. They never brutalized their fellow colleagues, my God. No. They never brutalized. They never took weapons. They never went in uniform to harass, to intimidate, to brutalize, to inflict wounds and casualties on lawmakers, on men and women. It's a toxic representation of the executive. And that's why if Baka supports two speakers in this country, we will declare two presidents in the country. I want to be on record for this. Two presidents. Because the action on the I'm telling you, we are not going to tolerate Mr. Baka arrogance this time around. I am not a man who goes after motorcyclists is a monster. Someone who goes after market women is a monster. Someone who instructs, LTA to take millions of dollars from people through fraudulent data charges is a criminal. And not only that, a man who goes after the first branch of government is a monster. A man who takes ammunition to an opposition political party and brutalizes people is a monster. A man who dismisses massively dismisses civil servants because of different political alignments and persuasion is a monster as well. The CDC has not lost absolutely democratic, legitimate, and authentic mandate of support from the Liberian people. What you saw in the elections 2023 was to give Liberian people what they deserve. Some of them, there are good voters out there who never look at the mistake of a presidency in Mr. Bwaka, or of a president in Mr. Bwaka, who gave them a chance and an opportunity to tell them how 2029 will be looking like. And so we did not lose. We did not, lose any of the support from our people. What we are trying to do here, what we are trying to contemplate on here is to give the Liberian people the opportunity to not decipher all the dichotomies between the United Party government and the CDC administration with serious differences and serious delivery to the masses of our people. So the situation here is that we will not take protests as our first priority as opposition. We will not do that. The material conditions, the appalling conditions of the mass of the people, we don't need to organize protests. There's protests now being organized by itself. When a criminal government takes millions of dollars from Liberian citizens in the name of taking a data, there will be a spontaneous upheaval of protesters in the country. Brother, if I speak to you, there's protests going on at the LTA. I'm telling you again, if it is restored, then the funds have to be refunded and have to be restituted. When a criminal takes away stolen items, it has to be refunded. I can't remember that. The government has created a complete economic thievery and financial robbery. And that's why we support the young people who are out right now as I speak to you. And you should not say, oh, let's restore. No, we're not talking about restoration. We are talking about to reform and to restitute all the dollars and cents. You know how many businesses that you broke down here? Do you know what is digital currency or digital internet economics and data economics? The society has evolved. People do businesses. People are losing money on a day-to-day basis. When people spend their money and to go on the internet to transact business, and a corrupt system come and steal the people money, and you say that the CDC will organize protests for the people to come out? No, the CDC will not organize protests for even police, even AFL, even immigration, even DA, market women. They are out. They are angry because the government has stolen for them. And the government has a restitute. Well, we do not support from the Congress for Democratic Change Revolutionary National Youth League. I don't speak for the National Executive Committee. The CDC Youth League is an autonomous body in the Congress for Democratic Change. So I want to be clear here. As far as the Youth League is concerned, we do not support any resignation for Fonati Kofa. I repeat, we do not support any resignation, any attempt for Fonati Kofa to resign. He will face the consequences of the Youth League. I'm saying this to you. I am telling you, the party has spoken generally. It is the position of the Youth League. Any attempt for Fonati Kofa to resign, he will face the consequences of the Youth League. We believe that the current debacle and the dangerous legislative conspiracy and maneuvering against the speaker is being orchestrated and masterminded by I'm saying to you, the Youth League is a revolutionary movement. It's the first. The Youth League is the first line and last line of defense of the party. When the National Executive Committee speaks, the Youth League has a way to interpret. The Youth League has a way to interpret the position of the National Executive Committee. But as Antonio Bale in the party, we believe that Fonati Kofa is the speaker and not Mr. Richard Kuhn. And we also believe that if Mr. Baka recognizes Mr. Kuhn, he will be endangering his presidency. I repeat, I'm telling you, if Mr. Baka recognizes, I am telling you, let me say this, I am telling you, we don't listen to the Justice Minister. He's a stooge and a political surrogate. And let me say this to the Justice, the Justice Minister, it's a walking pedestrian, he did nothing. He's nobody. So Well, I don't know what's the question. I understand the question. Yeah. His position, not that. No, the president divided. Supreme Court says different thing. The man comes and try to thwart the position of the Supreme Court. So we don't recognize the position. We'll be clear here. What I'm saying here is Mr. Waka is trying to solicit excessive power to arrogate on himself an undue imperial presidential power. He is subjugating the power of the Supreme Court and the judiciary by extension. He's not moving toward the legislative branch of government. And this is our position. The current crisis here. Have you heard Mr. Waka speaking? Have you heard him spoke on the issue? President Waka. Yeah, no, no. He silent me concern. Silent me concern. Nowhere. And it's, no, silent me concern. No, it's not normal. It's not normal. Something that is about to degenerate the fragile peace of our country to a brink of democratic collapse. What is the normality in that? What is the normality in that? When policemen, armed men go to Capitol building and put on last people, and Mr. Waka presides over the country, he says nothing. But he attends a secondary program in Kenema, in Sierra Leone. He goes to birthday parties. He dances at a birthday club, a birthday festival. And that's what I want to say to and that's what no, I want to say to you, and that's what I want to say to you, that we regret the demise of the fallen senator of Senator Johnson here, but we think that his death, they usually believe that his death, the circumstances that led to his death was not natural. Yeah, it's not natural, and we are calling that they should never bury him until. Let me say this to you. I am telling you, according to the intelligence, that the government is a suspect. Listen, it's a breaking news. According to the intelligence on the pavement, the intelligence, the information in our in the. I'm saying this to you. I'm saying this, Amaka. Let me be on record here. Until the people in Nima County, let me say this to you. Until the government can hire an independent forensic pathologist to do an autopsy on the body of Mr. Prince Johnson, he will now be buried because the government is a suspect. I'm nobody going to solve the burial. It's like with the people in Nima County. I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you. Listen, when somebody die after 2 days and people are gonna beat birthday party, what does that suggest? No. Let me be clear here. I mean, put away your journalistic garments and what call Now come in. No. I'm saying let me humanistic. Let me humanistic for once here. Forget the pretense. For the president birthday. It was completely insensitive to the death of Senator Prince Johnson. That was the more cruel birthday celebration ever in the history of the 21st century. A man who has turned over to you and given you significant power, died in 2 days, and the next day you organize a big birthday party. That was a colossal mockery. It was an affront. It was a provocation, and it was a toxic response to the death of Senator Prince Johnson. And that's what I'm saying to you clearly. That until an autopsy, forensic autopsy can be conducted on him, the government is a suspect. You want? I guess because I didn't really get the some of the inquiries or the concerns. So yeah, so the fellow over there, I don't really. These are the few regular callers that Brother Matthew usually talk about. You know that they are they are paid to defend lands and unsolicited innuendos. So what you vomited clearly testify the kind of people that that are part of the heritage lies and propaganda. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I, why I do your instructor? Oh, hey man, hey rescue me. You see, say you go call, you go. The information ministry. What information ministry is allé tous les? C'est le même. C'est you go, yeah.
So they're monitoring my car now. No. I mean, listen. I've been in politics for the past 15 years. Only you and Maka, you know that I'm not a stranger to the Unity Party. The history at the University of Liberia and transitioning to the CDC can speak to that clearly. So I owe no apology, absolutely no apology. If I said if, and let me repeat, if Mr. Bwaka or President Bwaka recognizes, as far as we're concerned, if Mr. Bwaka recognizes the purported self-imposed, unconstitutional, criminally maneuvered, conspiratorial speaker, as in Mr. Kun, then he's setting the stage for everything to be two in the country. So I said if, and I want to be clear, as far as we're concerned, there is only one speaker here. And I want to challenge Mr. Funadikofa not to bow to the pressure. What happened to Snow and Ellis Stanley on our watch will not happen. And let me just airbrush some of the misgivings and Father went. No, the issue has not got to do with Father and whatsoever. We say to you, we don't go after the agents. What we're concerned about is the creature, the proponent, the architect, the man who is the main planner behind the whole conspiracy and the dangerous legislative coup d'etat against a constitutionally elected democratic speaker in Funadikofa. Mr. Bwaka, President Bwaka, is the mastermind and chief architect. And everything that goes wrong in the country, he's aware. That's why he's silent. So not carried away by the few guys who will call to defend the regime. The regime itself has collapsed from within. It has gotten rotten. There's a breakdown of the system. No system and control. The judiciary today is on attack. The legislative branch is on attack. There is the judiciary attack. The court rule on the LTA situation where people the party are not supposed to be. You saw what happened. Mr. Bwaka went and dismissed and overturned the decision of the court. Not only that, look at what happened in the country. There's a breakdown in law enforcement in the country. Massive and excessive police force and police brutality in the country. That we have become a banana state, banana republic, and a police state and a police administration across this country. Police, the next day, police are RIA. The next day, you see police at the CDC party, and today you see police beating lawmakers. This is the first time. And somebody said, why Alvin is talking the way he's talking? This is the first time we can have all our differences. When last, even Ellen that we disagree with, when last he saw Ellen beating lawmakers, instructing police to beat lawmakers? When last he saw Ellen invading the capital building and beating speakers? When last you have seen that? This is taking the country back. This. The executive must not interfere over legislative matters. It's interference. When the executive takes a side, it becomes chaotic. It's dangerous for fragile democracy. I'm saying to you, and let me take an offense on one of the callers at her position. Maka, he's an NSA agent. He's monitoring. I know him very well. The guy who called, he's an NSA agent. They are monitoring Maka. I'm saying this to you on this radio. I am telling you, how did that guy know Maka is back? Listen on. No. I'm saying to you, you don't know them. I know these operatives. I know how they operate. How did that guy know the Maka is parked outside there? Yeah, assuming that he's lying, but how did he know that the car is parked outside there? It means that there is an agent monitoring our operation. And I want to declare on this radio station, if anything happen here, One of the caller also called, I don't know what he comes. I know Jehu. I didn't hear his phone name. He said if we go out there, the police will arrest. The police will arrest the situation. That is a threat. And I want to double dare the national police. I want to double dare him. I want to dare him that what happened. Listen to me. What happened to capital building cannot happen to the CDC. I repeat, what happened to the capital building? The CDC, the Youth League is organizing, is planning a peaceful civil disobedience action very soon. And nobody here will intimidate us. When you had the opportunity to go on the street June 7, nobody said you are bringing chaos in the country. We gave water. We gave shawarma. They cook spaghetti for you at the capital building, executive mansion, and gave you band. President, we have did that to you. You talking about peace in the country? President, we have turned the country over. When last President Baka ever called him to congratulate him, to reconcile? When last? All he does in this country is to go after the democracy, is to go after the constitution, is to go after the rule of law. What's that? When you go about dealing with civil servants in the country, dismissing peaceful civil servants, what have they done to you? What have the motorcyclists done to you? What? I mean, the motorcyclists were chased out of the streets. It did not happen during the time and administration of the Excellency President George Madawi. There was no policy. Anytime there is public policy, it must be in the interest of the majority and not against. The enforcement of the motorcycle order, it was intended to benefit Mr. Kun, who has the bigger import machinery of helmets in the country, to make money to exploit. As they are, the helmet business. Kun is in helmet business. Yeah, even the fire extinguisher. Yeah, he has monopoly over. He has monopoly when it comes to over the business in Liberia. I'm telling you, the Intelligence Bureau of the Youth League is far sophisticated. Well informed. We have the dossier, we have the evidence. And now we want to say here clearly. There are cases where the Unity Party went after speakers that did not dance at their whims and caprices. We cited cases as in the cases of Snow and Eddie Stallor. It is the Unity Party that is after fanatics and sponsored by Mr. Bwaka and President Bwaka, so to speak. And because of that, the executive mansion is yet to speak and to communicate and address the Liberian people. I am telling you, no, to address, he can tell his presidential appointees, his ministers, the rest of both Abi and the other guys must not go to support a side that is not constitutionally organized and duly elected to preside over the affairs of the 55th National Legislature. That body is illegal. That body is operating outside. No, the speaker should not reach that. We cannot reach that point. As far as we're concerned, we want to say there from the angle. Let me say the disclaimer. I'm not the acting youth chairman of the Youth League. The chairman of the Youth League is here. He's in the country. Yeah, I want to be honest and be clear here. He's in the country. I was acting as chairman of the Youth League in the absence of the chairman. The chairman of the Youth League is back in the country. I want to make it very clear. And he will be coming out of opposition as well. So I want to say that clearly to him, to Mr. Bwaka, that you cannot put the CDC against itself. The CDC will not be victim of the propaganda as we're in the government. To put the CDC, that it is the CDC that is after. Does the CDC control the Liberian National Police to be kicking and beating lawmakers? Does it make? Yeah, no, we suspended them. That's why we call them deviants. Those who go contrary to the government. What can we do? We're not going to beat on them. We will replace them democratically if they need be. 2029. That's the only punishment that any civilized, constitutionally democratic movement can be able to work straight and manifest in terms of how she approaches issue. And not to go after and beating people. So that's the only tool we can do. We either suspend you or we expel you. And so the party is reviewing all of the cases are before her. But for you to say that all what is going on, the CDC is a mastermind, then the CDC had no business of electing Mr. Kofa as deputy speaker in the first place, and had no business of electing him as speaker in the first place. So it's a diabolical, concocted lie, and the Unity Party is trying to spin propaganda and think that it can use it. No, the CDC, that is a CDC speaker. The CDC campaigned for him. The Unity Party presented an alternative to him, and that alternative was dismissed. That alternative was beaten. The same Kun, Rachel Kun. So it's clear that because they don't have the speaker, they want the speakership, and why they want the speakership? To manipulate the budget, to steal and support state resources, to divert it to the political interests of Boka 2029. This is why they are after the CDC speaker. And so, as a close up, the Vice Chair for Operations and Political Education. No, I won. Vice Chair, political education. So we have come to provide the clarity here that CDC who made Fonati deputy speaker, CDC who made Fonati speaker, cannot be the one coming after Fonati. It is a lie, diabolical lie from the superlative order orchestrated by Bwaga and his propagandists. And we are come to denounce, to reject, and to refute that lie. That Bwaga is after George Weah as he did at the RIA. It is the same Bwaga that went after civil servants. It is the same Bwaga that went after the Supreme Court. It is the same Bwaga that opened sporadic firing and shooting at the headquarters of the CDC. It is the very same Bwaga that instructed the police director to take armed men and beat lawmakers. Well, let me say this to you. There'll be a popular decision against Major Kun. There'll be a popular decision very soon. The party will speak very soon. The forces will unite. The amalgamation of progressive forces are soliciting themselves very soon. You know, when the rest riot came, April 14, 1979, it was not only about rest. I heard some juveniles calling and say, oh, you know, data issue. So yesterday when there was data issue, there should be data issue today. Is that an argument? You talk about Iboma. Today you have the most scandalous yellow machine gate scandal. Where is it? Where's the 285 yellow machine? Where's the Nicotech scholarship? The 250. You lie to the people, extorted money. And you take people here and get a visa to go to America. Where's the 22.4 million from the public work ministry that you squander? Where's it? I am telling you, we got rehabilitation. That is a continuation of President Weah project. Anywhere you see road in this country, the round international road, they join all the roads. Ronald Greens, they met up $22.4 million United States dollars. And he said he built the Southeastern Road. See how deplorable and dilapidated the roads are in the Southeast. They talking about. No, let me say this to you. We support the campaign to bring back data. And not only data alone, all of the mysterious killings, the extrajudicial deaths in the country, we are soliciting the necessary support to make sure that Mr. Bwaga is placed on trial. The verdict Mr. Bwaga is trying to pass that will make him and declare him as an imperial presidency. An imperial president. It's not going to work in this generation of the CDC youth league. It's not going to work. And so, in my final word, I let us say here clearly that a fellow who is monitoring my vehicle, let me honest here. No. Yeah, it is the same thing. How did you know? How did you know in the first place that my vehicle is parked to where it is parked and is beating? How did you know? No, it's a serious security intelligence. I want to say, I am telling you. No, I don't trust. I don't. The police. Somebody, one young man, just like one net or Nathan. I think one of the guys from Stars. He just passed away. I don't trust it. There's no security in the country. There's a complete security disconnect with the people. I'm telling you clearly. People die in the country. This is not politics. The state now is totally unstable in terms of security. There's a fragile security system. The people have no trust in the security system anymore. There's brutalization of citizens all around the place. So, Yeah, so in my conclusion, I want to say this clearly to the speaker, the legitimate speaker. We do not, from the angle of the UV, we do not recognize the purported speaker. He is speaker for RRJ and not for the parliament.